The birth of coinage. Money, as humans first knew it, had been barter, commodities, and trust. Grain, salt, and cowrie shells served their purpose, but as civilizations expanded, the limitations of these early forms of exchange became impossible to ignore. Trade was spreading across cities, kingdoms, and continents, yet the inefficiencies of barter and commodity money threatened the very growth of civilization. Something new was needed, money that was portable, divisible, durable, and universally recognized. This was the birth of coinage. The Lydian spark, first coins in history. Around 600 BCE in the ancient kingdom of Lydia, located in what is now western Turkey, the first standardized coins emerged. These coins were made of electrum, a naturally occurring alloy of gold and silver, stamped with a lion's head, the symbol of Lydian royalty. They were small, portable, and most importantly, guaranteed by the state. Before coinage, if a trader brought gold dust to a market, its value depended on purity, weight, and the subjective judgment of buyers. Coins changed this equation. Every coin represented a fixed value, certified by authority and recognized by all. Trade could now move faster, farther, and more efficiently. Lydia's innovation quickly spread to neighboring Greek city-states. Athens, Corinth, and Sparta minted their own coins, often depicting gods, animals, or symbols of civic pride. Coinage was no longer just currency. It became a tool of identity, propaganda, and cultural power. Coins and the rise of empires. The arrival of coinage coincided with the rise of empires. Rome, Persia, and later China and India leveraged coinage to finance armies, infrastructure, and administration. Coins were stamped with rulers' faces, asserting authority across lands and seas. A legionnaire in Gaul could accept a coin minted in Rome, confident of its value because it bore the emblem of the empire. Coinage also facilitated taxation. Instead of collecting grain or labor, governments could demand coin payments, simplifying administration and funding wars. Empires could now maintain standing armies, build roads, and administer distant provinces, all because money had become standardized, portable, and universally accepted. Beyond metals, social and cultural dimensions. Coins were more than metal discs, they were social instruments. They reflected the values, beliefs, and hierarchies of their societies. Greek coins depicted Athena, Zeus, and mythological creatures, linking currency to culture and civic pride. Roman coins immortalized emperors, victories, and public works. In India, coins featured deities and symbols that reinforced spiritual beliefs alongside economic exchange. In China, the round coin with a square hole in the center symbolized heaven and earth, blending cosmology with commerce. Even as coins circulated in markets, they carried messages about power, religion, and identity. Money, in this era, was as much communication as exchange. Every transaction reinforced not just economic value, but also social trust and political legitimacy. Coinage solves ancient problems. Coins addressed many of the problems inherent in barter and commodity money. 1. Divisibility. Large or small transactions could be made using coins of different denominations. 2. Portability. Wealth could travel with merchants without hauling sacks of grain or livestock. 3. Durability. Coins resisted decay in ways that perishable goods could not. 4. Standardization. Trust shifted from personal relationships to state-backed guarantees. Trade became scalable, Markets expanded from villages to cities, from cities to regions, and eventually across continents. This scalability laid the foundation for the complex economies of classical and medieval civilizations. The expansion of coinage. From Lydia, coinage spread quickly across the ancient world. Greece. Each city-state minted coins reflecting local gods, heroes, and symbols. Athens's silver drachma became a standard for trade in the Mediterranean. Persia. The Persian daric and siglos enabled the empire to pay vast armies and maintain trade networks stretching from Egypt to India. Rome. Roman coins, made from gold, silver, and bronze, facilitated trade, taxation, and military logistics. Roman legionaries carried coins across Europe, spreading currency norms and trust. China. During the Warring States period, coins evolved from knife and spade-shaped metals to round coins with square holes, creating the foundation for the later standardized imperial currency. India. Punch-marked coins, some of silver and some of copper, circulated widely across kingdoms, enabling local and regional trade. Even in Africa, West African kingdoms used gold dust and later minted gold coins for trade across the Sahara. In every case, coinage enabled long-distance trade, connecting previously isolated economies. Frappers. Coins and the evolution of trust. Coinage fundamentally shifted the nature of trust. Previously, trust was personal and local. I trusted the farmer down the road, or the caravan leader bringing salt across the desert. Coins allowed trust to scale beyond individuals. A stranger in a distant city could accept a coin with confidence because it carried the mark of a recognized authority. This was the first step toward abstract, decentralized trust. Coins were not just objects of value, they were guarantees, symbols, and contracts rolled into metal. The idea that humans could agree on value without direct personal knowledge of one another set the stage for the paper money, banking, and eventually cryptocurrencies. The cultural and political role of coinage. Coins also became instruments of political messaging. Roman emperors used coins to proclaim victories, advertise public works, and assert divine legitimacy. Greek city-states showcased civic pride and patron deities. Coins were propaganda, history, and currency all at once. This dual role, economic and symbolic, remains true today. Just as ancient coins communicated trust in rulers, modern blockchain tokens communicate trust in mathematics and decentralized protocols. Coins taught humanity that value and meaning are inseparable. The limitations and evolution. Even coinage had limitations. Debasement. Rulers sometimes reduced the precious metal content to stretch budgets, undermining trust. Portability at scale. Large transactions still required significant quantities of coins. Accessibility. Minted coins were often controlled by elites, limiting their circulation among common people. These challenges would later inspire paper money, banking, and eventually digital finance. The human quest to make trade more efficient, scalable, and trustworthy continued. Each step, barter, commodity money, coinage, was a stepping stone toward the trustless, borderless systems we see in cryptocurrency today. The legacy of coinage. The birth of coinage marked our first truly universal money. Its standardized value extended trust beyond local communities and enabled the growth of empires and global trade. Coinage proved a critical lesson. Humans can agree on value beyond immediate relationships. This lesson resonates today. Modern cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are the digital heirs of ancient coins. They carry trust not in kings or governments, but in mathematics and consensus. The principles remain. Standardization. Everyone agrees on the value unit. Portability. Coins travel across regions, digital tokens travel across networks. Trust at scale. From stamps of kings to cryptographic proofs. The story of coinage closes one chapter of human finance and opens the next. Temples, goldsmiths, and the birth of banking. Where trust begins to be written down, stored, and multiplied.